Hello and welcome to this video. I wanted to do a top 10 list of moments and experience that I've had with Ghost of Tsushima. I've completed the game now and there will be spoilers ahead, so if you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima and don't want it ruined, then I guess stop watching. But without further ado, let's get straight into number 10.
Your enemy is no match for you. But you still lack control.
I was practicing.
So, number 10 on this list is the Heavenly Strike Mythic Quest, as it was one of the first Mythic quests that I experienced in this game. I think just the amount of effort that went into everything from the storytelling and the background of the Heavenly Strike, where they have the small cutscenes that play, were just awesome. To the mission itself, where you find yourself becoming a sort of detective to try and find this mysterious figure who has been slaughtering innocent people, right the way through to the ending where you face off against the murderer himself, and basically use this fight to learn the Heavenly Strike that can then be used to make encounters with future enemies that are a little bit more easy. It was all just really well done, and like I say, because it was one of the first Mythic quests that I did, it just kind of gave a new experience, I guess, in open world games.
The Heavenly Strike couldn't save you.
The opening battle comes in at number 9 on this list, as it perfectly sets up what the game is about and gives you a glimpse of the beautiful world you're about to explore. As you charge at your enemies on horseback down a hill towards the beach to try and stop the Mongols from gaining an advantage, all while your screen literally lights up in red as arrows come flying at you, which really encapsulates the brutal nature of what is about to happen. The opening of the game sets up perfectly the threat that Jin is going to have to face, as the samurai of Tsushima are outnumbered and outskilled in such a routine fashion that is almost embarrassing, but is totally intended by the game developers, as they want you to feel as though there is a long way to go until you'll be able to defeat the Mongols. As I say, this moment makes number 9 on the list, as it gives you the setup and perfect explanation as to why you were fighting as Jin, and gives you the motivation to do so. Coming in at number 8 is the fate of Tsushima. So, this mission in many ways is very similar to the opening battle, with its atmospheric tone that sets the scene before the battle starts, and the sense of importance in winning back Castle Shimura. Not only is this mission really fun to play, as it lets you use all of your abilities that you have learned throughout the game, but it also has a satisfying payoff as you push back the Mongol forces with the help of all the people that you have gained support from throughout the game, that have chosen to fight besides Jin. This mission also gives a glimpse of the cracks that start to show in Jin and Lord Sakai's relationship, as Jin strays down a different path than is traditional in Japanese culture, and one that focuses less on honour and more on winning at any cost.
Jin! What are you doing? Clearing the way. Not like that. Never like that. Face them as a warrior with honor, not a...
One of the more emotional moments in the game is where you meet the Khan for the second time. He decides against killing you as he cuts Taka free, who is also captive after trying to save Jin, and requests that Taka kills Jin instead. Although it is obvious to the player what is going to happen in this moment, it is still impactful as you've acted as a mentor to Taka, who isn't the most confident with a katana or in regards to fighting period. But he's really willing to help and to try and become a better person by learning from Jin. Furthermore, at this point in the game you have also seen the brother and sister relationship between Taka and Yuna, and how close they are after overcoming family troubles, which adds to the tension of this scene, which ultimately ends with Taka trying to do the honourable thing by saving Jin, but is left short as the Khan sees this coming a mile off and decides to cut his head off as Jin howls in agony and rage. This mission stands out to me for a number of reasons, but the main reason is the fact that it incorporates something new so late in the game that is not only enjoyable but also challenging. In the side mission, the Undying Flame, the game gives you an introduction to the history of this skill that is said to be earned by climbing a mountain to obtain a rock that can be struck with your katana to ignite the blade, so you can have an advantage against your enemies. However, in order to get this skill, you literally have to survive the climb. For example, as you're climbing this mountain, your health depletes and wild animals attack you unless you are near a campfire. This helps restore your health, which then makes it easier to reach the next point. This gives the game a fresh survival aspect that is both exciting and challenging, and one that keeps each mythic quest unique, as it offers something different with each one you discover, which is rare to see in a modern video game.
Our fight ends here, my lord.
Good. The Way of the Flame is not meant for friendly rivals. I will wield it well against the enemies of Tsushima.
Although everyone will gain this at a different point of the game, I felt like it belonged on this list due to the satisfaction that comes when you finally understand all of the mechanics and abilities that are on offer in this game, and also when you've learned how to use them to the best of their ability. Everything from the smoke bombs to changing stances on the fly when needed, and even the simplicity but importance of the dodge button, so you can get that one fatal blow to your enemies in a crowded situation. This is an important point, as the enemies are unrelenting and often too much to handle in large groups, as they will just keep coming and coming after you until you master all of the weapons and resources that the game has to offer. So, becoming the Ghost is cool for many reasons in my opinion. Firstly, it's a huge plot point where Jin finally decides to deviate from the traditional ways of the samurai and take a more calculated approach, where enemies don't earn the right to die with honour and instead start to run away from Jin as he pulls no punches. This moment also has a big impact on gameplay, as you can now earn this after you kill 7 enemies in a row without being hit. Once you activate this, it acts like a finishing move in the famous fighting games such as Mortal Kombat, where the opponent just has to watch as you perform the deadly strike. It also gives the player the sense of becoming overpowering and being able to finally defeat the Mongol invasion.
Ghost, weiter Kumpel! Ghost of Stomach, ham Kalash! Invaders! Look at your general! Run!
Number 3 on this list is the side mission spent with Yuriko. I think this mission is very underrated and I don't often see people talking about it. The reason I feel like it's underrated is because it gives a bit of a step back and provides a slower paced mission structure compared to the mostly action based elements of the main quest, whilst also giving the player a new weapon to learn in the form of a blow dart that gives Jin the ability to poison enemies and distract enemies through hallucination darts. The main component of this side quest centres around the backstory of Jin's family and how he was brought up, whilst also touching on the reality of getting old, sending a subtle message to players about the importance of spending time with people whilst they are still here, as you learn that Yuriko just wants to spend her final moments with Jin as they set off to her final resting place.
That was what?
The best day of my life.
So we're getting near the end now of this list, and at number 2 is one of the more obvious moments that the game has to offer, but like anything in the entertainment industry, when you're expecting something to happen and it eventually does, the payoff needs to be not only gripping but also satisfying, and the showdown with Khan certainly is. The thing I really liked was the fact that you get to fight Khan in 2 different ways. For example, the boss fight starts as a one-on-one encounter like all the other boss fights in this game, but then seamlessly transitions into the brilliant combat type gameplay that lets you fight Kalman with all your gear and abilities that you've earned throughout the game, which makes defeating Khan that much more satisfying, as the reason you have learned all of these techniques in the first place is because of the Mongol invasion that required Jin to learn the new way of fighting and becoming the Ghost.
And another will come. We will be remembered forever. No, you will be forgotten. So will I. The Shogun has declared you a traitor.
This moment in Ghost of Tsushima is definitely one that I wasn't expecting, but one that made so much sense as Jin's journey of becoming a young samurai fighting alongside his uncle to finally defeating the Khan saw him sacrifice his moral code of honour and fighting the way of the samurai should, and instead betraying that to become the Ghost in order to save Tsushima. Everything from the intense music as Jin and Lord Shimurai exchange blows is perfect, and the emotional dialogue between the two as Jin tries to change his uncle's mind really makes you feel conflicted about the right and wrong that you've seen throughout this game. To make this moment even more impactful, the game gives you a choice which was a perfect way to end the game, as you can choose to go against tradition again, but this time it saves Lord Shimura's life, unless you choose to be honourable, which then results in death.
Honor me with a warrior's death.
I just wanted to say thank you to anyone that has made it this far in the video. I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, comment and subscribe if you care or want to. And I will see you in the next video.
I have no honor. But I will not kill my family.